Hey Candace, I just wanted to give you a quick overview to show you some speedy ways to move the content over. Just keep in mind that the content still needs to be designed, so don't spend a lot of time making things look pretty. But there are some basic things that you can do as you move it over just to save time later. So I wanted to run through kind of all that. So the way that I do things, or the way that I moved the other course over really quickly, was by opening up the course in LearnDash in one area, and then the course in Thinkific in the other, and just having them really close to each other. I want to do the front end of the LearnDash course, not the back end. So I will go into Thinkific in, let's do 1.1 as an example. Let me see if that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one to do. Okay, so you'll notice that in each of the pages in Thinkific, underneath this line, I've put some reminders, and a lot of them are the same from one page to the next, but some of them are different, and they're all extremely important. It's to save you some time, but also to keep you from making some of the same mistakes that I made when I went through it. So real quick, the first one is you want to copy the text from the front end of LearnDash, and I've put the link to each aligning page below that. The main thing is do not copy the code because it'll pick up that WP Bakery code, which causes issues in Thinkific. So that's why it's smart to just stay using the front end and not the back end. And then when you paste the text on the page, be sure to do Command-Shift-V. You don't necessarily have to go into HTML, but if you would rather do it that way, you can. The most important thing to remember about that is if you go into HTML and then you come up here and you try to save, it says, no, you can't do that. You have to go out of HTML view in order to save it. So that's something that I learned the hard way as well. All right, so just as an example, I'm going to just go over here and copy the text. I'll do one little piece at a time. I'm going to do Command-Shift-V, so it just pulls in without formatting. And then the other thing that you have in these below is we don't want to migrate images. And then we have some header code that you can use. And then if there's a key term, you only want to bold it where it's defined and only do it once. So bold and underline, but only where it's defined that one single time. So let's do that real quick. So talking about the tabbed content. In this lesson, you have an example of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this over just as plain text first. I'm going to go on to fermentation. I'm going to pull that into. I'm going to copy everything because it's not going to pull over this image. I don't want to pull over the image because all of that is going to change. So I just copy, Command-Shift-V, and then come to the last one. And I'm going to do copy. And again, Command-Shift-V. And then you'll notice I've got these headers, and you've got some code down here for H2, so header 2. So I'm going to copy that code, and I'm going to select the title that I want to work on because it keeps me from having to search for it. So then I'm going to go in here to HTML, and I'm going to paste the header that I just copied. And then I'm going to pull this up, where it says header title. And voila, we got it. And there was a break in there. We don't need that break, so I can clean up the code a little bit just to save myself time later. Okay, and then I'm going to just stay in HTML again. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to pull this fermentation process, and I'm going to throw it into the title. And then I'm going to get rid of my break. Oops. Get rid of my break. And I can pull this P down just so it doesn't cause confusion for me later. I'm going to copy that header yet again, and then take it down here, copy my title, throw it in, and then I'm going to get rid of the break and the title. And for my sanity, put that space there. Come back up here and take a look at it, and it looks pretty good. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So that page, don't worry about the images. Don't worry about this thing that's on some of the pages where it says mark complete. That's specific to LearnDash. You don't need it for this LMS. And then once I'm done doing this, it looks like there might be some weird, yeah, that's what it is. So because I didn't put this with a P around it, it came in as a different size. I'm not sure why I did that. That was weird. Anyway, I'll just move it so that there's a P up in front of it and a P behind it. And there, I fixed it. Okay. So voila, done. And then I want to delete this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here, and I gave you a div, a div. So you actually start at this one. This one ends this up here. This one starts the next part. So you take it all the way from there to the very bottom, and you click delete, and then go out of HTML mode and save. So each page should take somewhere around 1 to 5 minutes, somewhere around there to do. If you find yourself spending more time on it, then you're probably doing a little bit too much. Don't worry too much about formatting, because we're going to come in and we're going to change a lot of that. So I'll save that and move on to my next one. And like I said, these instructions are on every page. There's also links on every page. Hopefully I changed the link in every one. I was copying and pasting. So please let me know if, or I guess just, you know how to search for it over here if I put the wrong one in. But just double check the header and make sure it lines up with the header that I'm looking at here in Thinkific. One other thing, throughout there are some videos. And if there is a video on the page, I usually will have put a note just saying don't pull the video over, but just leave us a note underneath the text saying video whatever goes here. And as long as you're reading these little reminders down here, I think I've reminded you about all those in that text. In all the review and quiz, all you'll find is add later, so don't worry about those. And there is no final assessment because I can't add that until we create a Brillium exam, which will come probably about 2 weeks from now. So that is all. Let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if you don't think you can finish this. I'll check in with you tomorrow afternoon. If you can finish it, great, by Monday. If not, then I'll help you with it just so that we can get this to Carrie Monday morning. I'll talk to you later. Bye.